Why, hello there. Why are you staring at my meat? There we go. Welcome in, everyone. Hello there. Hi, I am Chef Jay Tay. Happy to see all of you. Welcome back. Hello there, Will Poker. Welcome in, Nan Reader. Why am I not getting confirmations for our check-ins here? Is the bot not running? Ooh, lovely. Let's see. Let's check our logs. I think I want to restart the bot. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go right back here. Connect to the bot. Let's see, where are you? All the way down there. It has been a minute since I've connected to the bot. Come on, terminal. You can do it. Sudo reboot now. We'll see if that corrects things at all here. There we go, camera. Welcome in, everyone. If you hadn't noticed, there's been internet issues all day today. Don't know what could possibly be causing that. The bot very obviously had what was being reported as a degraded signal over here on my dashboard to Twitch. I suspect that it just got disconnected and didn't properly reconnect. So I'm restarting the whole thing right now, just to make sure that it is going to work properly. Like that does. Thankfully. Different system. Why I have separated FS Source out from SprinkleBot. Welcome in, the Rosewitch. Hello, Nan Raider. Actually, we'll throw you back on the hob, even though it's not really a hob. Still grinding a little light. Up that timer a little bit. Good, now the bot looks like it's fully connected, properly tracking things. Thank you for the subscription, Fat Sal's. Appreciate that. Grover Cleveland's favorite dish was corned beef stew. Yeah, I'm a little early with my corned beef and cabbage. It's a little bit more of a tomorrow thing for most people. I appreciate that. We got anyone in chat that just sort of like goes out just for St. Patty's? We got any people that just go out on to the bars on that? Like, there has to be a population that only goes out at St. Patty's. If you look at the bars and how packed some of the bars get on St. Patty's Day, where are they coming from? Where are they coming from? Last of the cream, or half and half. Well, thank you for joining me. I guess we're going to an ad soon here because I don't know why. Oh, because the bot restarted? Is that why the bot's doing that to all of you? I should do no ads. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in time, though. I might have caught it. We'll see if it actually works or if it triggers. It triggered. Why are you lying to me, bot? You said you were skipping that ad. Whoa. I apologize for the ads. But if you're still hanging out with me, awesome. Cheers. Apologize to all the people not seeing ads that they're having to deal with ads. I need to stop doing that. All right, beef first. Beef. Beef is what's for dinner. Not my slogan. Don't sue me. Do I just want to? Yeah, we're just going to do this. By the way, most natural red color I have ever seen in my life. That is, without question, undyed whatsoever. There's no dye in that liquid whatsoever. Hey, Minicogs. Yeah, ads are a bummer. I don't like ads. I don't like serving ads, but I get the choice of either pre-rolls or have a bot try and play them at the end of the hour. Mess up and play them twice. So I'm rinsing off all the packaging juice. I'm gonna skip the pickling spices that they're handing out. And we're gonna chop this up into essentially stew meat. And I think the easiest way is gonna be having this first. Or at least butterflying it. As to what I'm drinking, I make coffee at the beginning of each of my streams, Minicogs. Splits, if you don't like the ads, you can pay for a subscription. Because I can't control what Twitch does with ads. I tried to stop it. So we got our beef set. We're going to start searing that now. Heating up a pan. Add a little oil in there, mostly just to coat the bottom. Come on, start smoking. I should have been preheating the pan earlier, but I got distracted by meat. Do you get distracted by meat? Yeah, I'm going to switch sides here. This has got more heat over on this side. And I am going to wipe off the camera tonight because the haze is bothering me tonight. And I am certain it's bothering people in Trot. Have to wait for the alcohol to dry off so that it clears up a little bit, hopefully. What's going on here, camera? Why ain't you focusing? It's a little better. What could it be for that? That is bottom round. That is one of the pre-made St. Patty's Day packs sold at my local Safeway. Much smaller one. So it's already been brined. It's already been sort of pickled. Not really though. Hi, Jana. I'm not too proud with how the searing's going. I'm doing more boiling than searing. That's not how this is supposed to work. It's not. I'm not streaming tomorrow, so I mean, maybe it's the same menu for you tomorrow? Hi, JK. Yep, so that's what's happening. I realized after you asked that my dinner command is maybe a little hard to read if you scanned over that quickly, which... Let's see what we got. A little color on that, but not a ton of it. A little color. Now we're getting some good color on things. Now we got some solid heat. Though I was honestly unsure if I wanted to cook all of this meat tonight for this. It ended up getting all cut though. So here we are. But I was considering leaving a hunk of it and maybe cooking it with everything for tomorrow. I think I'm just going to have more stew tomorrow with the same leftovers. Bottom round's sort of an interesting cut in that you can sort of get away with hot searing it like a steak if you're thin searing it for like stir fry or something like that, or you can slow cook it into a stew. I think it's more successful if you're doing it slow cook, but if you're doing it thin like stir fry, you can get away with it with this. Come here, slippery little sucker. this was being done quickly and being served now, I wouldn't want any of the raw stuff touching the cooked stuff. But this is all going into a pan together and getting cooked some more, so it's okay, touchy. Actually, I'm going to start getting the rest of this cooking with some water. So over on the other side of the stove, we're going to add 2 cups of water with the already seared meat. And put a flame underneath this to simmer it. Hey, Capitano. Welcome in, sir. Let's get rid of our raw beef board. What's that, El Capitano? It's probably beyond my understanding too, but I'll give it a shot. How am I? I am mildly exceptional. Alright, so beef is all simmering there. We can start working on other stuff over here. Self-organizing map. Probably something I can work on for my streams. I was so hopeful we were going to get there before the end of the stream, before the start of the stream, but it was not to be. I still have to ingest more data. It's got to be like down to like 5 or less videos left. But yeah. Weird onion. Thinks it's a shallot. How am I doing this for this? Actually, that's not a bad split right there. Even though it's a natural one. I'm not forgetting the half onion I have in the fridge still, so I'm going to end up using both red and white onion with this. The white onion from yesterday, that is. I think this was the right direction. Theoretically, it's supposed to take high dimensionality data into a simple 2D map. Okay, so maybe not for my streams. I am working on that, though. I do have, like I said, I've been ingesting all of my streams. I'm going through and redoing all the captions on all of them from the past, creating, keywords, creating summaries, creating information to create the recipes. And then that's my first pass on all of my videos. I'm currently working on planning the second pass, which is going to be then taking the data from the first pass, trying to find interesting moments in that, and then doing things like FFmpeg and hopefully we can work on some other things here in the near future using that same stuff once we have that all in there. Like, I would love to be able to work on my video quality and have that improved at all possible. I mean, these cameras have been not doing well with the light as well as they used to. They're getting up there. We're at least not seeing any like artifacting that I notice or anything like that. Like, we're not getting any blips or snow or anything along that line. So they've been holding up pretty well in that sense. I say that and I see the little waviness from the lights in this. Alright, so we got onion chopped. Let's not get this dirty with onion. Probably enough onion. Let's skip that other half onion. I am not, however, skipping the cabbage. What are you using it for in work? And what was your question? Going a little thicker on the cabbage. Certainly not coleslaw thin this. I apologize, El Capitano. Welcome in. That I am not familiar with that sort of stuff. I would like to be. That's info that I would like, stuff I would like to learn more about. Like, all right, that's a nice boil. We can turn that down. Flame back on over here with the searing crock. Bit more oil in the pan there. Chopped cabbage, red onion. Welcome in, Zahara. They got the beef bubbling lightly, and we're about to get back to searing. Pan is mighty warm. That should be smoking pretty quick. Salt in with the onions. You know you got a good fond on your pan when there's like thickness to it. Like I'm doing the onions a little bit more than the cabbage because I want the onions to get more color than the cabbage. We're going to cook both of them until they're relatively soft. We're going to cook them with the beef for quite a while. Awesome. I totally planned that. The truth is I was down to the green or brown shirt, and the green won. Gonna go ahead and add the cabbage in there now. Bit more salt for the cabbage. Is it gonna be like a Philly cheesesteak and cabbage stir fry? Or how you serving that? You stuffing it? That actually doesn't sound bad. Philly cheesesteak stuffed cabbage. Nah, lettuce doesn't handle heat. Maybe you could do them in endive wedges. That could probably work. Could even like grill them. Alright, now I'm going to add the beef and the water that I added to the beef in with the cabbage and onions. That got excited. Gonna add another 2 cups of water to this party, but I'm gonna add a little beef stock to it first. So on the other side of the stove, we'll add some water and bouillon together. I'm gonna add a little soy sauce in with the bouillon. I'm also gonna add some Worcestershire in with the bouillon. I'm gonna turn the heat down on the beef. And bring that down to a simmer. And a splash of red wine vinegar if I got some up here. Just for a little acidity, a little depth. Just a splash. Hey Sniper, welcome in. Alright, now that we got this somewhat warmed and mixed together, we'll combine. And on to the next project. Have any... Speaking of TV, which I'm bringing up randomly, we have anyone in chat that's perhaps an old Firefly fan of the uncompleted series that I never really watched, but my dad loves? Apparently they're trying to finish that once again. And they're trying to get momentum behind doing an animated series with the original crew. Hey, Melvin. So we're going to let this go a little bit before we add these in. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome in, Green Hair Gamer. Thank you for sharing your community. What were you up to this lovely evening? I hope you're having a wonderful start to your week. Hi, Green Hair Gamer. Thank you for the raid. For anyone new in, hi, I'm Chef Jay Tay. I cook here on Twitch 4 nights a week. Wednesdays I do ingredient challenges. Sundays I'm doing states when it's not the 15th. The 15th of the month I do Can It Be Delicious. We got all sorts of fun stuff going on here. Meal prepping, missed yesterday because of the power outage, why wins. Yeah. Now gonna eat some, taco salad, good time. Been a minute since I've had taco salad. Probably for the better for my health, but that's not saying I'm eating better alternatively. What I'm working on tonight is a very St. Paddy's Day type dinner a day ahead of St. Paddy's. What you're looking at on the stove over here on the left-hand side here is a combination of onions, cabbage, corned beef, and other deliciousness that is now going to just simmer away. We're going to turn that back up a bit. I turned that down too much, apparently. We want this bubbling, but not mad bubbling. And I'm cutting up carrots and potatoes that I'm going to be throwing in there with it. Actually, I don't want to put those in this. Yeah, that's a bummer. That potato's done for now. I don't want the purple potatoes because they're going to discolor the dish. There's nothing wrong with them otherwise. I just don't want them to turn my broth all dark and muddy looking. Go ahead and add these in so they stop discoloring. Might as well add the carrots in too. They're not going to take a different amount of time to cook than the potatoes. I don't like the way this potato looks. Do you like the way this potato looks? I don't want to eat that potato. I don't know what that is, but that doesn't look healthy. This one's not looking much better. It's a little bit better, I guess. Okay, it's better. it started off looking questionable. And we now got a new spot at the bottom. Oh, I thought you were going to say it shattered. Trying to get these all separated. They don't want to separate. And then from here, you can just let those simmer until you like how cooked through the veggies are or how cooked through the beef is. I did put the veggies in here a bit early for them to be perfectly tender, with the beef being perfectly tender. You would want to add them in a bit later in, but quick weeknight dinner version. At least that's my excuse. I still have one Warhead left. Anyone remembers how long ago a Warhead ingredient challenge was? I still got one left. Had German sausage, potatoes, and sauerkraut last night. Nice. I would say it's probably on the lower end of things that many people have. It's good, it just takes a while. Then again, I assume you've probably had a corned beef sandwich or some other forms of corned beef, you just haven't made it. 11, 12, 20. So it was last year in November. Nice. Absolutely, Melvin. There's all sorts of like probiotic and fermentation companies here in Sonoma County. Like it's right up there with beer and wine and booze is fermented stuff. Like, I don't think there is a farmer's market in the county that doesn't have some form of fermented foods products. Some of them do things like have pickle juice shots, and other ones are making like full-on lines in supermarkets these days. What else am I going to do tonight? This already smells amazing. Like, ridiculously good. How was dessert last night? It disappeared. Like, that had to have been one of the best crumbles I have made in a long time last night. Minus the whole canned peaches thing. My gut was destroyed today. It had to have been the canned foods. Like, my body was not happy today, especially in the morning. But the combination of the walnuts, the biscuit topping, the sugar, that was pretty damn good. At least as far as my history is concerned, I made a pretty phenomenal biscuit dough last night for myself. Like, yeah. Biscuits all the way across were amazing last night. Spinach, not so much. Yeah. Canned spinach is just... It's just still got that flavor to it that it's just... I don't know, we got anyone from Georgia in chat? The peaches that I used, not last night, but the night before, or the stream before, were Oregon peaches. I still haven't finished that dessert. I would like peaches a lot more if they didn't have a skin. Like, just give me the flesh. And they might be among the best fruits yeah. But the whole hairy skin thing, sort of the texture on that... Watermelon pears. Interesting. I would say my favorite exotic fruit that I don't get a chance to eat normally would be a mangosteen. I don't know. I beat you to it, Sahara. And, yeah, tomatoes are pretty awesome, too. Let me see. I don't know that I really have a favorite amongst the rest of the fruits. Yeah, they don't travel well. So, when I had a mangosteen, like, they're working on it. They're trying to get them domesticated here in Northern America, but when I had one, I was in China, and in China, you'll find them, if you find them fresh at all, you will find them packed on ice, fresh in stores. And that's even with them having, like, a 1/4-inch rind to them. Like, they have a thick rind to them. Finger limes are not anything exotic. Well, they look exotic. Flavor-wise, they're basically just lime. But they're great for marketing. Most places that I see using finger limes are usually more booze. They'll use finger limes instead of other limes because they can... It's something different. You don't find it so much used in more cooking and stuff like that. I think mostly just because it's a little bit more of a pain to clean and remove the skin from, because it's like a little hand. It's like... Uh, you'll see finger lime or Buddha's hand citrus, I think it is. There's both lime and like orange lemon varieties that they don't have a nice solid round fruit. It's just like the segments split out on their own individually at the bottom of it. Let's see what else is out there that... I really like passion fruit flavor, but I don't like dealing with the passion fruit seeds or what passion fruit... Like, I want nothing to do with the actual passion fruit, but the flavor is pretty awesome. Have I had durian? Yes. It's stinky banana pudding. No, it's not been a challenge ingredient. I don't have any clue how I would get it locally. That was also something I tried when I was in China. Pomegranates are fun to break apart if you know how to cut them. Like, they're fun to break apart and you get the individual seeds. They're not I don't love the seeds with them, so that I can get... I like the flavor of pomegranates. But yeah, it's sort of there. I'm more accepting of the seeds in pomegranates than I think I would be in passion fruit. Melvin, you say that like there's a Chinatown anywhere close. They're actually doing like a creator get-together not too long from now in San Francisco that I was thinking of driving to until I thought about gas prices. So like I RSVP'd already, and I don't think that it's going to happen because I'm not going to spend, like, before gas prices, that trip for me to San Francisco, it's a $50-$60 round trip just in gas. And they ain't giving up, so gas prices are not going down anytime soon, the way this is looking. I don't know, maybe he'll Taco Tuesday it this week, but there's some things that you can't just undo with a declaration. don't know what I really have to say about that whole thing. Like, I think they went around about it rather horribly. At the other end of it, we've been sitting here spinning our wheels with this my entire life. Well, that's always been the thing with Middle Eastern countries versus Europe versus Americas versus Asia. They have no food. They have no water. They have tons of oil. And so the rest of the world sits there and oh, you want food? Give us oil. That's what's going on. And I don't I don't know if it's a solution. It's probably a bad solution. But like I said, at the same time, we've been sitting here spinning our wheels my entire life. There is, and I would strongly advocate for a financial strangulation versus an actual war. They just don't seem capable of it. I don't know. And you can only sit there and poke Europe and say, hey, spend some money on defense. Do your own work. So long before... So, I sort of see the Republican side of this of, do something. On the other hand, they're doing it wrong. And certain parts of this are where you've just got, competing religions that, as much as they want to pretend to be friendly and buddy-buddy, they're never going to be. And you've got people that are, their actual nation slogans are to the death of these other people. I don't know how much conversation you're going to accomplish with that. Are we falling apart, beef? Wow. No, not quite. Where'd we go, music? When did I stop the music? I didn't intend to stop the music. Probably asleep on a couch somewhere. Separate. Separate! This song is so unlike, this is so country. This is, I don't know why this is on this list. How did this get on this list? So I'm just chilling, allowing this to cook for a while. I'm not sure what else we can do here for a little bit. I've been just sort of chatting away. That's what we can do while we're waiting. That's something I can do. We can declare Wednesday's ingredient challenge to be candy canes. So candy canes for dinner and dessert. I already got them. Well, I guess we're going to ads. It skipped 30 minutes of ads for y'all because it ran ads early last time, so less ads for those that I don't know. But hopefully I'll see y'all back when you get back from your ads. Trying to work on the timing on that. I got a 30-second timer reminder that it's coming up, and it's a little bit early for me to run into talking, but I don't know. It gives me enough time to hopefully hit the no ads command, but that's if the no ads command is actually going to work, which it didn't earlier. Going back to fruit, I can't say that I'm a huge lychee fan. I think its flavor is just a little too light and delicate for me. There's all sorts of weird fruits out there that are like regional too. Like, even if we don't get into the, majority of strawberries in the market are junk because real strawberries can be so soft that they break just trying to get them off of the stem, stuff like that. But, everything in the supermarket has been designed and grown to be sold, to sit in packaging on a truck and still look decent by the time it hits the store, whether it's any better or not for doing that. I just sort of realized that in just about every sci-fi story or history that I've heard of, maybe other than Star Trek, they're eating some, like, gruel or some, like, Soylent or something. Like, don't we want a future where everything is delicious and you have a wide variety of things to choose from? Was it Slurm? What was the one in Futurama? What was the drink? Yeah, strawberries are heavily sprayed. And the only reason that they're really organic, from what I think I've heard, I don't know if this is necessarily how they're doing this commercially. They might be. My understanding is they're growing them in like fresh hay bales. Like, they love fish meal, they love that sort of stuff. Like, I think they, for the organically grown ones, because that means the dirt is organic. It hasn't been altered in 5 years. It's brand new. We just grew it. No captions, that's not what I said. I don't want to stir this too much. I'm already getting to the point where I'm breaking taters. Some of the beef just ain't there yet. So I'm going to stop stirring that. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of an AFK and allow that to simmer away. Well, let's take a look at the bot here first and see what it has as far as news that I... Nothing there. I shared the video of Wolfgang Puck's Oscar foods in the Discord. There ain't nothing in news. Yeah, I guess we're can do a little bit of an AFK because I don't have any other news articles to discuss. And yeah. Man, dinner is looking and smelling and delicious, but that beef just needs a little bit longer to simmer. Let's give it 20 minutes, and I'm just going to leave the music rolling. I'm going to leave the pot on, and I will come back to plate things up here in 20 minutes. How's that sound? Hi, Abby. Welcome in. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I am back. I be back. So that's looking yummy. Are we gonna go for the big bowl or the smaller bowl? I just realized, is my air conditioning coming across on stream tonight? Might be a little bit, it looks. I'm gonna have to remember to reset my audio to make sure it works. It's been a while since I used the air conditioning. If it is, the music is being considerably louder, so it's probably being largely drowned out, but it does look like the AC from the sounds versus what I'm seeing visually, it looks like they're coming through at least a little bit. So from here, it's, I think, pretty easy. We're just going to take this lovely, tender-looking concoction and fill ourselves up a bowl. I'm going with some freeze-dried parsley. Freeze-dried thyme. And the only other question is sour cream, horseradish. I have both in the house. They're convenient and they last. They are not quality. But I wasn't going to use a bunch of herbs in either case, either for the thyme or for the parsley in this case. Fresh herbs are better. These are convenient. And they work differently from dried. Like, dried are great, but you gotta hydrate them. These you still have to sort of hydrate, but grab a photo or two. I'm getting a little bit of lag here and there. Just to let you know, I'm getting a little bit of packet loss. It's less than 2.5%. So, but it's the internet. Yeah. There we go. Can't figure out which way's better. I guess we can leave that on there. Let's see. I think that is where we are going to leave things for this lovely evening. Sort of a chill night. Sort of a quicker dinner too for, well, simpler dinner tonight. But, I mean, who doesn't love yourself a beef stew? In this case, doing corned beef for our beef stew. Let's see who's out there in Twitch land tonight. I think I'm going to leave it right there. I shall be back here on Wednesday cooking dinner and dessert using candy canes. That is my challenge. No idea what I'm going to do for that. If you have any ideas, throw them in the Discord. Would love to hear them. I wish you all a great start to your week. Good night.